Hi, it's Eddie. It's been a minute. All month, right? I've been busy. I've been doing things, a lot of which are not well, they're art related, but also some not art related. Just a lot of things. I've been doing too many things, and it's up on Patreon if you want to see it. The reason that I say it's up on Patreon is because it's just so much stuff. Again, not all necessarily art related, and some of it is art related, but it's different than what I'm used to showing you guys, and it's still all very new for me, like things that I am trying to figure out. So I don't necessarily want to flood all of my main socials with it in case, like, I decide that that's not the route that I want to go. So I am keeping it all up on there. It literally starts at like $1 a month. So if you want to see any of that, feel free to go do that. I do have some stuff up there, I think also on public access, of me just yapping. I'm not sure. But anyway, if you're curious about that, that's where it is. Here though, as you can see on screen, I'm drawing fan art. Why am I drawing fan art? Because I saw this video. It's a Treacle Tats video about Sleep Tokens management taking down a bunch of Instagram accounts for doing like tattoos of their logo or of their like masks and stuff like that. I'm not a huge Sleep Token fan. I think it sounds like emo and cursive. Sorry if you are a subscriber of mine and you are a Sleep Token stan. I'm sorry. I can't get behind them. But when I saw this, I was really curious about it. And the things that the tattoo artists were making, the tattoos, the designs, weren't like exclusively like Sleep Token imagery other than their logo. It was like their own designs or like their own artwork mixed in with elements of Sleep Token, obviously, because if a client comes to you and says, hello, I would like a Sleep Token tattoo, I would like you to have their logo and do this and this and that, you're gonna incorporate their logo, right? Like if you are a Fall Out Boy fan, you would have Fall Out Boy's logo. I've done a piece actually of Fall Out Boy logo. Fun fact, Andy saw it because one of my clients commissioned a shirt for it, and they were like, "Hey," and showed him, and that was very slay. Helena, if you're watching this, I can't believe you put my art in front of Fall Out Boy. Anyways, that made me scream. But I had their logo in there because it's Fall Out Boy. I had Andy's face because he's in Fall Out Boy. So obviously, if Fall Out Boy had seen that and been like, hey, that's our copyright, and tried to take down my Instagram, I probably would have been very upset because, like, yes, this is Fall Out Boy's logo, but also I've changed it, I've added elements to it. Yes, this is your likeness, but it's also in my art style. It's something that I created myself. And so I think it would be an interesting topic to talk about, just like fandom and how it ties into copyright and creating merch and stuff like that. Yap to y'all about my own opinions and then hear what you guys have to say as well, because I do see both sides of the coin. Even from artists themselves, I'll see some artists that will be like, well, it's copyrighted, so you shouldn't have tried to make it, you shouldn't have tried to profit off of it, whatever, blah blah blah. So I'm going to come at it from my perspective, and I would love to hear your guys's as well. So we're drawing fan art in this video. Clearly, it's Full Metal Alchemist. If you're wondering why, you must be new here. Okay. Full Metal Alchemist is my forever brain rot. It's been in my head for years now. I never shut up about it. Sometimes I'll have little blips where I'm like, this is my favorite. But right now, it's Full Metal. Yeah. Anyways. So I'm drawing Full Metal fan art, right? I used to have an Etsy shop. Another fun fact. I'm now on Coffee, which, quick side tangent, if you are thinking about getting a shop online, please use Coffee over Etsy, at least, if that's one of your options. If you can afford to have like your own domain and stuff, go for that. But if you can't and you're looking at Etsy, please go to Coffee, please go to Coffee, please go to Coffee, because Coffee doesn't like take money out of your account for every single month just to have the listing on there. It doesn't take fees or anything out. All of your money goes to you. The only like upside that Etsy has over Coffee is Coffee makes, or Etsy charges for shipping, I think, which actually I think Coffee does too. They just don't create the shipping label for you, but you just have to go to a third party and then make a shipping label. Like I use Pirate Ship because it's so easy. Just go to Pirate Ship. Etsy, I think, has made like hundreds of dollars off of me just from listing fees of like just stuff sitting up there. In fact, once I canceled, I think I'd like put my shop in vacation mode and I was still getting charged. And so I had to like go in there and do like an extra thing. I was not happy. Anyways, that is not the point of this video. Can you tell it's raining outside? We love that. She's very chill. Anyways, so I used to have an Etsy shop and I was in a lot of Etsy groups to like learn like, oh, what's the best way to get my stuff on there? Because obviously if you're an illustrator, you know, art is a very saturated market. There's a lot of people that make artwork. Granted, every artist makes their own work, right? Like they have their own art style, they have their own way of doing things. Unless you use AI, which if you're using AI, you're not an artist. But anyways, like everybody has like their own unique creative style and stuff. So even though it is very saturated, there is going to be somebody out there that wants to see your work in particular. So it really helps to know things about SEO and things like that so that your work pops up in search. So in these groups, it was very, very common for people to like get their post flagged if they sold like fan art and stuff like that of like I'll use Full Metal as an example right here since I'm drawing it. If you had like Full Metal Alchemist keychains and stuff up in your post and you were like talking like, oh, how do I get this posted? You would see a flood of people in the comments going, hey, don't do that. Don't sell fan art on Etsy because Etsy will flag your stuff. And get it taken down for copyright, which is absolutely insane. And I know this for a fact because I actually did a Naruto print a long time ago. It was Naruto and Sasuke. It was completely my own original work. It wasn't like Naruto's art style. It was my art style. I changed their features a little bit because I have my own headcanons and stuff about how I think that they look. It was like not any scenery or imagery from the manga. I wasn't even redrawing like a screen cap from the anime, which is what I'm doing here, most likely. So it's literally like, okay, I am completely redrawing my own thing almost entirely. It's just that it's a little bit Naruto and Sasuke. Mind you, again, I'm changing their features. I'm changing certain things about them to match like my own like tastes for how they look, my own personal headcanons or whatever. So it's not even direct copyright in any way, shape, or form. And you know that got taken down. I got a little alert on my Etsy that was like, hey, you can't have this up. So I had to call it like Ninja Art Print or something like that. Like I couldn't even say Naruto in the title, which is so annoying because it's like, okay, if somebody goes on Etsy and wants to search Naruto print, guess what they're not gonna find? My art. And it's crazy because like sometimes Etsy will catch you and flag you, but like you can go and search Naruto Shippuden keychain on Etsy right now and you'll find it. It will be there with it in the title and everything. So it's really hit or miss whether or not your work actually gets flagged for copyright, but also in general, and this is why I'm making this video and this is why I'm like talking about it. I don't think that fan art should ever fall under copyright. Like if you are one-to-one recreating merch and then selling it, that's not fan art, that's bootleg, and that's BS. You shouldn't be doing that. But if you are taking your own time, your own money, your own skills to recreate something, especially in your own art style, if you're an illustrator and you are drawing these characters in your style, drawing them with your headcanons, changing them to fit how you personally like to illustrate them, and then you decide to sell stickers or sell prints or sell buttons or sell whatever, okay? That should not that should not count as copyright because even though the characters are copyrighted, quote unquote, the illustration that you make falls under fair use. Like for example, like if you are making music, right? And someone takes that file and then just uploads it again, that's copyright. That's not fan art. That's not like a fan remix or whatever. You're just uploading the exact audio again. If you take a clip and you don't change it at all and you throw it into that song, that is copyright. If you take a portion of it directly, even if it's just like the backing track, and then add it to your backing track without permission from the artist, that is copyright. But creating fan art, is I feel like it's entirely different, because it's, not only are you drawing in your own art style, but you're creating something that isn't directly lifted from the show in any way. Like even this, for example, I'm redrawing a screen cap, okay? Edward Elric is not canonically black. That is a mixed boy I'm painting right now. I just think it's fun to headcanon him that way. I personally think that he is. I like doing it. I think it looks good. That's how I like to draw him, okay? So even though I'm redrawing a screen cap, I'm making significant changes to the character. I would never like post this and not say that it was a screen cap, but even if I did say like, hey, this is a screen cap and I want to sell prints of it because I'm really proud of how it turned out, I've thought about it for several of these screen cap redraws that I've done for Ed in particular. I have a lot up on my Tumblr that I'm actually very proud of. I posted one on Instagram too a few days ago that I have had since May. I can't believe I never posted that. Anyways, I draw them a lot. And I do these screen cap redraws because I think it helps me with like expressions and like how to stylize characters and blah 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 blah. Even if I were to do that, I feel like if that had gotten flagged, I'd be mad, because not only did I spend a really long time redrawing it from scratch, but I significantly changed it. It's not a one-to-one. I'm not uploading it directly as a one-to-one. If I did all of these changes, made it my own in this way, and then posted it and it got taken down, I'd be like, hey, yo, dog, that's not cool. It's not like a rip, it's literally a fan recreation of the same thing, but like changed. If I like, okay, so like the Sleep Token logo thing, going back to that, if those had just been Sleep Token logo, period, that's it, still arguably, I mean, you can't go to the band Sleep Token and say, please give me a tattoo, right? Because they're not tattoo artists, they're musicians. It is frankly very common to have logos tattooed. And you can't change them. There's not really much you can do to change them and have it still read as the logo, right? Especially if it's as simple as like solid black, right? You can like do stuff inside of the logo, and this artist that got her account taken down did stuff to the logo. Like the background was like, there was a piece where it was like a floral illustration in the background with the Sleep Token logo in the center. So it's not just the logo period by itself. There's significant changes being made. It's just, that's their logo. It's a Sleep Token tattoo. You want to have Sleep Token in there, correct? So I think it's so weird. It's like, okay, there's no other way for you to portray that this is Sleep Token without putting their logo, or like doing a logo tattoo but then not changing the logo. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's so strange. It's not like again, like bootleg Pokemon stuff that is so obvious, like, and oftentimes it's done very badly and without love and stuff like that, but like those are bad because they are trying to be one-to-one copies of official Pokemon merch, but then it's made poorly because the makers don't actually care. They're not doing much to change them, if at all. They're just very cheaply and very quickly making molds, badly painting them, and then shipping them out. But if someone wanted to make their own Pokemon figures, and like they were a 3D modeler and they spent time, 3D modeling Charizard in their own style, or like, similar enough to Pokemon but a little bit different, and they made their own model, they didn't like copy any like particular pose from an existing Charizard model, and then went through the effort to print that out, paint it, sand it, whatever, and then Nintendo was like, hey, no? That would make me angry, because it's like, okay, this person isn't like silicone molding an existing Charizard, filling it with putty, and then like remaking the exact same one and then selling it on like eBay or something. It's an artist putting effort into making their own thing because they love your thing so much. And that's where I'm like, okay, I don't get it, because it's just greedy. That's what I think. I think it's crazy. I think like, again, if you're making bootleg merch intentionally, you're just trying to one-to-one copy, boo, you suck. But if you are a person that's like out there actually like trying to make something because you enjoy a thing, and then you just so happen to, want to sell merch because you're proud of it, and also because you're an artist, and fandom culture, people want merch of their thing, and some things don't even have official merch, or they do and it sucks. Full Metal, for example, does not have a lot of official merchandise. I know this because I make it myself. When I want something, I make my own shirts. And when they do have merch, it's often incredibly expensive because it is very rare for them to get merch. I mean, Fullmetal Alchemist is old. It's an old anime. It started in 2002 or 2003 or something like that, the manga. And the anime, 2003, 2009 for Brotherhood. It's not new. So they're not getting like the same like treatment that Jujutsu Kaisen is, for example. So when their merch comes out, it's expensive, or it's non-existent, or it don't look good. Or it does look good, and again, it's incredibly expensive. So it is so like nice for fan artists to exist, to be able to come out and be like, hey, I made this thing, it's Full Metal. We love Full Metal, right? They don't love us. They're not giving us anything. So I have provided. Like, for example, one time so there's this scene where Envy is trapped in a little glass bottle, and I hate Envy with my whole heart and soul. And I remember when I was seeing that little glass bottle, I was like, I wish so badly that I could pick that bottle up and shake it. And I was like, Shaker charms exist, and what do you know? Envy Shaker charm in a little glass bottle. Thank you, fan artists. I would not have had that as official FNAF merch. That is so creative. That is so amazing. And if Etsy took that down just because it was Full Metal copyright, I'd be livid. I'd be livid because there is no reason. It's not, again, one-to-one imagery from the show. This is somebody's creative idea that they have taken the time to draw me in their own style, design the bottle, design the charms that would go in it, and then make it into a shaker charm with their own money, because you do have to pay your own money in order to have those sorts of things produced, and then just hope you sell enough that you even out, or forbid, make a profit. So if that wasn't able to be a thing because of copyright, I'd be upset. I think copyright should only exist for things that are one-to-one copies of your stuff without your permission. But if somebody is taking something, changing it, making it creative because they like it, or because, in some cases, because they want to parody it, because they hate you, even though that sucks, it's still fair use. But like, if you're just taking one thing, recreating it exactly the same, or not even recreating it, just taking the screen cap. Like, if I just took a screen cap from Full Metal and then uploaded it to Redbubble and sold that as a sticker and my shop got taken down, okay, I deserved that. I'm not creating anything. I am just taking screen caps from the manga, uploading it to a service that makes the stickers for me, and then making money. That's not cool. But if I were to redraw a screen cap in my own art style, go to my Cricut app, and then put it in my Cricut program and make the stickers by hand, by myself, with my own materials that I paid for at my house, then I think that should be chill. I think that should be chill. And there are people in this world that think that that should not be chill. And if you're one of those people, I want to hear why. I want to hear why, because I don't get those people. It's like, okay, if somebody's changing it, if somebody's doing their own thing with it, why do you have a problem? So, I hope that rant was legible at all. I hope you guys understood anything that I was saying. It's been a while since I have talked to the mic. So, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Like I said, if you like what you're seeing on screen and you want to see more, check me out on social media. I'm Eddie Scribs on everything, but in particular, again, I want to shout out my Patreon, because I do lots of uncoordinated yaps on there, especially for my podcast. That's also patreon.com/EddieScribs. It starts at literally $1 a month, and I have 3 more slots. I just want to say 3 more slots on my Creative Chamomile tier, which is the tier where you get a custom every single month. Also, big shout out to everybody on screen here, my current patrons. I love you guys so much. You guys allow me to do all of the crazy things that I'm doing right now. I'm out of my mind right now. I think things are coming together. So I'm excited to share that with you guys soon, and hopefully with you guys on YouTube as well once things get a little more settled. Patreon will definitely get it first because I'm allowed to be chaotic on there. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love y'all so much, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.